Now then, let's talk about the exceptions to the rules, breaking the rules, if you like. There are, occasionally, particular types of content, particular niches and niches that don't necessarily follow a thing I've shown you, but they do conform to the principles. And I'll give you some examples here. Great thumbnails. This is from the hair, beauty, makeup, fashion section of YouTube. And you can see some graphics there that don't actually meet the rules, but arguably they do. You've got some faces there. You've got one hell of a close-up. The second one there is obviously about eyeliner, eyeshadow or whatever. So you can get around that with a clear picture. The third one, thumbnails on thumbnails. I've just thought of that. But it's fingernails as well, so it didn't really work. Forget that. And then 3 contrast, 3 girls there. So when you talk about hair, makeup, beauty and fashion, you can get some different ideas sometimes. The basic rules are there. You've got the backgrounds there. You've got eye-catching pictures and so on. But they do break the rules, and sometimes it's worth trying with it. Another example of that is if you go to the section on, I don't know, products unboxings, product reviews. Product reviews there, you've got, I'm guessing that's 2 iPhones. That can be quite appealing. Again, nice plain background, plenty of colour there. Somebody there testing a particular makeup. I'm guessing it's makeup from that. No, it's not. Sorry, it's an Android something or other. Sorry, I can't see that on my graphic here from my script. I couldn't actually make that out. And the third one there is obviously comparing a couple of modern Pebble-type watches. So you can break the rules and you can make things stand out there. Again, it's worth testing. Similarly for food and cooking. This first one, the part of the picture is off the screen. It's been a particularly successful video and it's worked quite well. The second one, a lattice work pie or whatever there. Are you impressed? I knew that was a lattice work pie. I'm quite impressed myself then, sorry. But thing about cooking. And the third one, you know, the picture isn't particularly appealing, although it's quite nicely done. Part of the top of the picture is missing, the background and so on. They've broken the rules. They've got something covering up on the lower right-hand corner as well, but it does work. Another area where you can get away with breaking the rules, and quite an obvious one when you think about it, is the horror, paranormal, scary type stuff. And you can see on the first one there, the arrow pointing to the flying saucer. That's the only way you can do that. And the great things about paranormal scaries and such like, and the second video is a good example, you've got to draw people's attention to a particular thing, and that intrigues you. So although it doesn't necessarily make all the rules about clarity and background and yellows and things, by pointing to something there with a handheld drawn arrow and a squiggle round it, and in the second one with something hidden in the background there, we all want to know what that is. Third example, no idea what's going on there, but it does intrigue. You've got a strange text. The window, the picture and things isn't good. But with all of those, they look like real video that somebody shot immediately. They're not studio produced and so on. You can get away with it. They can work. Cars, automobiles. 3 examples there of pictures that have really worked as thumbnails. If you know those particular models of vehicle, then you will click on them, particularly for the first 2. Even if you don't, then they're obviously appealing cars. People will click on them. You see the first one is 20 minutes long, second one 1 minute long. Have had very good watch times and lots of views. The third one is appealing. It's 22 minutes, but it tells you straight away this is 4-wheel drive, coming through sand, in the desert or wherever, whizzing through the air. So people are interested in that sort of thing. That can work very, very well, even though it breaks a lot of the rules. But again, look at the backgrounds on those 3, that the actual picture itself does stand out. And they do tell a story there. And if you're in the educational market, you can break rules occasionally as well. This first one, when an immovable, I knew I was going to have problems with that, when an immovable object comes up against an unstoppable force, well, it breaks all the rules there. The graphics are awful, the text is awful. You can't read the word force for the bottom there. But people are interested in that. There aren't many videos in that particular field, so they can get away with that. And same with the second one, that's quite appealing if you're into chemical equations or whatever it is, I've no idea. A 14-minute video of that generally wouldn't work, but for education, people are looking for the facts rather than entertainment, and that would appeal to the geeky sorts who understand those equations. And same with the third one. I don't know what effect is being shown here, but the description, remember, and I said this right at the beginning of this entire course, the descriptions and thumbnails work together very importantly. And obviously the description, that tells what effect is being shown there. So the thumbnail doesn't meet all the rules we've said, but working in conjunction with the text. And this works right through educational and probably through autos and so on as well. That does tell you everything you need to know, and that, again, although it breaks the rules, it is eye-catching, and the text, the description will work with it, and that gets an awful lot of views. So it is possible to break the rules. Generally don't, But I hope the main takeaway from the entire course is that you need to test things. Rules can be broken sometimes, but don't break them out of laziness or idleness or not following the course. Strongly advise you to go back and watch this over and over again, go through the notes again, look at these examples, pause the video, have a look at what people are doing. They're all from very successful channels that have done incredibly well. PewDiePie with hundreds of millions of views every month, dozens every second indeed, through to some of the scary channels. Look at what McDonald's are doing, they know about marketing, looking at what the Cartoon Network and so on is doing, and then look at the end of breaking the rules, but don't do those unless you really know what you're doing, but always test, and you can really tell what's happening then. Hope you've enjoyed that. I look forward to seeing much better thumbnails from you all, and of course much greater success. More importantly, thanks for watching the course. I really do appreciate it. A lot of effort and work goes into it, and I know that if you follow what it shows, then frankly, genuinely, it makes it all worthwhile for me. I'm Alan Hill. Thank you very, very much indeed for watching this course on YouTube Thumbnail Secrets.